Hi, everybody. It's Gary Lucas. And here I am on Saturday, March 13th. By hook or by crook, just slightly, a few seconds late. I try and time this to the digital second, according to the readout on my brand new spanking MacBook Pro 13-inch with the extended memory capacity. Yes, I paid through the nose to get 1 terabyte of memory in there because I don't have a lot of space on the desktop, actually, for external hard drive thingies. And so far, so good. You know, this M1 chip seems to have pepped it up somewhat. But as I've further explored the intricacies of this device, I'll report. And one thing, though, I have to say is they definitely, in terms of what I was using previously, which was a MacBook Pro 13-inch from, I'm embarrassed to say 2012, 9 years ago. That one had more storage capacity than this one when it first showed up. I couldn't even do a data migration. Hence, I returned it to get this new, I guess they had to hack it or custom modify it overseas before they shipped it here. But oh no, so there's plenty of memory left now. But another thing I noticed is that Caroline, who got a similar model, but she got the MacBook Air, is that they trimmed the frame around the 13-inch screen to so as to save whatever they saved by eliminating the slot to burn CDs or to burn DVDs. Yeah, I know. It's all planned obsolescence, just like us. Everything is like just chemically and genetically engineered so that eventually, well, let's look forward to this event, but we're going to merge with the heat, death, entropy of the universe. And it's a sobering thought. I don't, think about that very much. Quite frankly, I'm trying to live in the moment. Always good advice. But with one eye on the road ahead. And to that notion, I have to say, please tune in at 8 p.m. to 1010 Wins. No, it's 1010 Studios. It's TEN and then the numeral 10 Studios. It's a photography studio out in Long Island City that belongs to our friend Jesse Winter, who is a marvelous photographer and videographer, and he's prepared a space so that I can bring you a little snatch of Gods and Monsters in its current incarnation, which is a power trio, back to the roots, featuring Ernie Brooks from the Modern Lovers and Arthur Russell and the Necessaries, and everything he touches turns to beautiful work that endures. Ernie's been in the lineup since, I don't know, what year are we in now? Must be about 1995 or so he first came into the band, 96 maybe. And Billy Ficca, who came in around 2001 or 2, I believe it was, from television on drums. And they didn't have a drum kit, so he's going to be playing a djembe, or another African drum, modular bongo-type drum. I don't know. He's bringing it on the subway, which, frankly, you couldn't pay me to get on. Not until they knocked out the virus some more. But anyway, I'll be going out there shortly after the broadcast today, almost immediately, so I don't have time to do an extensive thank you. But I do appreciate everybody tuning in. And, okay, I'll just shut up. But I was... part of that. that country I am swimming to. I'm into what you do, see what you do, banging on your door up in deep blue skies. To the warm part of that country I am swimming to. 'Cause everywhere you go is everywhere I go, banging on your door up in deep blue skies. Let's go swimming. Oh, set, let's go swimming. Oh, set, let's go swimming. Oh, set, let's go swimming. Out of that country I am swimming to. I'm into what you do, from seeing what you do. I'm banging on the door, up in the deep blue sky. Let's go swimming. All set, let's go swimming. All set, let's go swimming. All set, let's go swimming. Yeah, let's go swimming. That's a little warm-up for our show tonight. I have started concerts out with that number for years, often. Not always. But it was a song written by my old friend Arthur Russell. And I've spoken about him many times on this broadcast. Ernie knew him very well. I knew him pretty well, and I did hook up his last deals, more of which later. But when at the point I met him, he had some hits, especially in the club scene. They were kind of mutant left field dance hits. But he also had one foot into minimalist classical music, and he was well respected by people like Philip Glass on the downtown scene here. But he had this penchant for doing kind of left of center, off kilter dance pop, and also, kind of art songs, I would have to call him. It's hard to put a label on what he did. And that, to me, that's the best artist, defy categorization. I'm of the Beefheart school, lick my decals off, baby. which could mean many things, but according to Tom Van Vliet, it meant get rid of labels, because it was hard to label what he did. And he like Picasso, had many different phases. Anyway, I want to thank, while I'm thinking of it right now at this moment, Ravi Shabara, my friend in New Delhi, India, who did an interview with me I published a couple days ago. It went online in his music journal, Music and Culture Journal, fnbworld.com. My latest Jim Igo Jazz Services press release had a slight misprint. It's my bad. I'm sorry, Ravi, but we'll correct it in the next one. It's a fascinating website. I mean, you should check it out. And, some other good news. Caroline just got her second shot. She just came back about a half an hour ago from the Javits Center, which is a huge exposition hall in Midtown over on in the 40s off 12th Avenue. I've been there for various conventions over the years. Concatenation of obsessive nuts devoted to this and that. But yes, that they've used it now as an inoculation center. And so my own second shot is coming in 13 days, I believe it is, on the 24th. But in a much more user-friendly space. This, they have the military out patrolling the perimeters. Probably a good idea in case somebody runs amok and tries to kiss somebody or something. I don't know. But she said it was a breeze this time around, and she came locked and loaded with all sorts of documentation proving her identity and her age and her, stuff wrong with her, let's say, comorbidities, I think is the word, but she's actually relatively strong and healthy, as am I, thank God. And so, anyway, she's got it, so now we can go out and party. No, not. Just kidding. It's a beautiful day again here in New York, but it turned cold overnight, and now the temp has dropped down. So let's take a gander. Not too much stirring. Does workmen take the weekend off? I'm just so puzzled by maybe it's solar panels, I don't know. I know that Bill Maher has waited something like 1,137 days to install such things in Los Angeles in his mansion out there, but no such luck, according to his show last night. We watch that every Friday. It's always, stimulating, and he gets good guests on. There was a guy, an NYU professor named Galloway, who was not George Galloway for everybody in the UK, Scott Galloway, who was absolutely mesmerizing and forceful, a speaker who I urge you all to see the repeat online. I guess it's probably been booted up now on YouTube. But it was a real good show. Some of them just put me to sleep. Some shows I really choose to watch because I know I'm going to pot out while I'm watching them. And often that show, if they have a bad mix of guests, will do it to me. But anyway, it was a good one. So... Yeah. That is Walk on the Wild Side, one of my anthems. I'm still trying to walk it and talk it on the far shores of the mainstream. The mainstream. Heraclitus said you can't step in the same river twice. I've tried to mix up the medicine vis-a-vis what's flowing in the river, or my contribution to that stream. Okay, which segues into another commercial for The Essential, Gary Lucas. Yeah, it's a picture of me on the cover. I was a young man, and I don't know. It's got a great design. I mean, it looks substantial. And hopefully you will find the musical contents as substantial as the packaging, which, they spared no expense. Actually, I won't get into the finer points of the deal structure. But anyway, there's all sorts of little Easter eggs and other goodies here. I don't know where Steve Byram came up with this plug chord arrangement. I don't know if you can see it. But it somewhat resembles my own setup, at least back in the day when I had about 23 pedals going, which is nothing, though. I can tell you, Doug Wimbish, great bassist for Living Colour and Tackhead and Fats Comet, also the Sugar Hill Gang. The last time I did some recording with him a while ago, he had two levels of pedals. He had a pedal board that had a hinged extension with a whole other upper level of pedals. And I've seen this, I think it was in Eindhoven at the Music Center. 2 years ago, I was playing as part of a tribute with Dutch and Belgian artists to Jeff Buckley. And the guitarist was quite good. He was a young Dutch guy. But he had myriad pedals on a pedal board, custom blended, all sorts of arcana and various electronic gizmos and contraptions. And so I asked him, how, portable the thing was. And he said, it really weighs a ton. And this is the sorry truth, I just want to say, as far as collecting these things and then going on the road with them. Should the road rise to meet you? Once again, we hope it is. Today we're taking a baby step in that direction by just playing out so we can get back into practice as a unit. As much as I love playing solo for you guys, there's nothing quite like the thrill of a well-meshing ensemble playing their hearts out on the road in front of, well, who knows, man. I remember a Gods and Monsters concert on a Sunday in a little town in Germany. I gotta think of what the town was. But we were like the main event of the week. No one had seen anything like us, and it was absolutely packed. Sunday night is traditionally like the worst night of the week to play. We packed them in a reasonable-sized hall, and there were bikers, there were German Hells Angels in there. I had a scintillating discussion with one afterwards, vis-a-vis the role the devil played, if you believe in such things, in inspiring or enhancing music that we played, because I've always tried to keep an eye open for signs of divinity and or deviltry everywhere I go, because by their sins you will recognize them. And he said, listen, you got to take the devil in. He was puffing away on a hookah filled with all sorts of herbal smokables. He was like, you got to take the devil in, and then you got to let him out again, to really experience life. So it wasn't all a one-way street of piety. And I thought that was an interesting angle to approach the subject on. I don't know how you feel about it, but we felt good playing there. Another time, geez, I'll remember this, the lineup of myself, the great drummer Jonathan Cain from Swans and Jonathan Cain's February, and he's been involved in quite a few projects. And Ernie Brooks were on the road in France, and we got a booking in Corsica Yeah, Corsica, the Corsica, where Napoleon was exiled. We played in the capital, Ajaccio. And again, it was like one of we got multiple encores. It was a smaller club, but it was packed. I couldn't breathe in there. My heart was palpitating. I nearly passed out a couple times. Damn, I did pass out. In the office afterwards, I needed to go catch my breath. Yes. Well, anyway. But you never know. Again, it was like just one of those things. It wasn't exactly a gig that we thought anybody would turn up on. And they came out in droves for it. So you never know. So I can't wait to go back on the road. Needless to say. And, I was talking about that Apple computer. Okay, one other, besides not having the side port, because they're trying to phase out CDs. We know that. It's progress, I guess. It's, to me, not such a terrible carrier of stuff, especially if the cloud goes down. Then what are you going to do, folks? Let's face it, you're at the mercy of the fates there. Whereas if you did have the thing downloaded in a reasonable storage medium, like a thumb drive or a CD, you could be playing it there till the cows come home, provided you had your own generator. We weren't going into the day after situation. This is a darn good book. No Room at the Morgue. Jean-Patrick Monchette. I held it up last time, but again, you can't really see the cover here, but it's quite provocative and plays off the narrative. I'm about halfway through, and it's a great book to fall asleep reading. But you'll be haunted by scenes in the book in your dreams if you care for such things. He's quite a good and clever writer. This one was from about 73, I guess it came out on Édition Gallimard. And he's certainly in the canon of pulp and crime fiction writers, of which I have the older I get, a certain propensity for. Oh yes, going back to one other thing about this computer. You know how the old power plugs on Mac computers had little lights that would light up when you knew it was powering up? It was orange, as it was powering, and then it would turn green when the thing was 100% powered up. No, they've done away with that. They shrunk down the plug size in the name. To me, that was, how hard could it have been to put in a little LED, even in that small plug? Not very, but, everything is all about, one step, progress. But at the same time, they've done a little squeezing of the product, let us say, to keep it in more or less the range it was back in 2012, but with less stuff on it. But you're getting a faster chip. Everything is a trade-off. Okay, I got time for one more quickie. I'm going to hold up a book, not very PC. Wow, actually, fairly innocuous. Okay, I got this at the Left Bank Books. I'm going to give them a plug again. It's on Perry Street right off 7th Avenue, next to the old Virgin Records mansion that used to be inhabited by, originally, Mick Jagger, Sir Mick, and then following that, Chris Blackwell of Island Records, and then it was sold to Richard Branson. These moguls like to share amongst themselves. So this is 20th Century Masters of Erotic Art, published by Crown some years ago, with fantastic full-color reproductions. Now, this is not very erotic on the face of it. It's a detail of a Max Ernst painting, but good stuff. And it's got, oh my God, a whole bunch of masters and mistresses of erotic art, including, let me read down the list, Hans Belmer, Fernand Botero, Alexander Calder, and then a few, Copley, Suevas, Salvador Dali, Otto Diesch, Max Ernst, my favorite, Fuchs, Ikeda, Janssen, I don't recognize these, Lindner, I know, Richard Lindner, Picasso, of course, George Siegel, Mel Ramos, Andy Warhol, Wesselmann, Horst Wesselmann, Wunderlich, 76 more, including H.R. Giger, who was a friend of mine. And that's another story I can relate to, how I played the Giger retrospective in Prague's Technical Museum some years ago and lived to tell the tale. And at least got partially paid for it. That's a good story. But I think, yeah, it's almost 3:30, the witching hour. I have to go or I'll turn into a pumpkin. I got to get out to Long Island City to do this gig. So please tune in at 8 o'clock. And Ernie Brooks, Billy Ficca, and I will be there for you. We're going to bring it as best we can with a elderly African drum. I mentioned this in the ballyhoo. That's actually a line for all you Beatles fans from the UK, the back of the UK edition of, I think, Beatles for Sale, whereby the track Mr. Moonlight, my favorite Beatles song, although they didn't write it, occurs. Great vocal by John Lennon. And among the instruments listed on the track is an elderly African drum. I like that. All right, so we'll see you. And we have a audiovisual component to the show, a rare screening of a portion of Guy Debord's La Société de la Spectacle, Society of the Spectacle, and ain't it the truth? Okay, so I'm going to sign off on my little mini spectacle now. Love you guys. Please tune in again. On Tuesday, I'll be back here, but hope to see you tonight in Long Island City. Okay, bye.